Hi everyone, it's me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living here in the UK for the last 7 years, and today it's gonna be a school day. Since I have been living in the UK, been paying my taxes, I've been doing all the British things, I feel like I know a lot about British culture. British culture. That's kind of difficult to say. But there's one thing that has popped up in my community that I have no reference for. It's like a pop culture black hole, and that's Blue Peter. So today we are going to learn together. You guys probably already know what it is. I'm going to learn what Blue Peter is. Before we begin, I'm going to go out on a limb. From what I have heard or seen in passing, my perception of Blue Peter is that it's like Art Attack. Anyone? Any 90s kids watch Art Attack? I loved Art Attack. It was huge in Canada. Shout out Neil. You're lovely, and I think you're wonderful. In my brain, Blue Peter is like Art Attack. Is that correct? Probably not. Also, this video is going to be copyright claimed almost immediately. If you would like to support me directly while getting exclusive content, please consider joining me on Patreon. Every tier on Patreon gets access to a full-length Patreon-only video. I've been posting a video on Patreon for the last 4 years. You can go back and watch all of them. All right, so just in case you want to support me and you want to get bonus content, I'm not begging, but I will if I need to. Let's figure out what this whole Blue Peter thing's about, eh? So without further ado, let's go. I think this is a good place to start. We're not going to listen to all of them because that's a lot of years. But let's have a look. See if we can figure out what Blue Peter is just from the opening theme. I'm hopeful. Oh my god, look at that. 58 to 79. It's cats. It's black and white cats. Okay, 79 to 89. We have a ship. And a man on a bicycle. Is this triggering any memories for anybody? Okay, Tower Bridge, very British. Still on the bike. 89 to 92, we have a man going up a pole. This is not a crafting show, is it? Why is it all weird and distorted like that? What is this? What? Okay. I don't get it. This is an Art Attack. Is this like an engineering show? We're getting a lot of... Okay, sorry. 92 to 94. This one didn't last very long. Bonfire Night. Not really engineering. Fireworks. I have no clue what any of this means. Sorry if that was loud. This apparently has subtitles and she just thought that kid said foreign. Oh my god. Let's skip to 94 to 1999. That's when I would have been I imagine the right age. I thought this was a kid's show, but the images that they're showing are not very kid, stereotypically at least. If this is perhaps a child's show, which that's what I thought it was, this is probably when I would have watched. Like a baby, young child.
Friday's Blue Peter, how do they get that grass so neat? Claire digs around to meet the real star of Wembley Stadium. Is this a kids' news show? Because what's happening right now, this is a news segment, but it's for kids.
And from the national game to the National Trust, more details about our Blue Peter Big Day Out.
Okay, we're jumping. We'll do 99, 2004. Maybe this will be the last one. This is even more ambiguous. We just got the presenters, perhaps? Is this ringing any bells for anybody? This is probably the weakest intro out of all of them, to be fair. Okay, we gotta stop. There's so many. Is it an art show? No. Is it an engineering show? Kind of. I think this is a children's news show of some variety. Now, any North Americans watching, I don't know if the show came over to the Brits, so you guys perhaps not. For any 90s children, there was a show called Popular Mechanics for Kids. I loved it. It was kind of like a little bit of everything. It was like a kid's show, but they explained like sciencey stuff. And I remember there was a really cool segment about magicians, and that's the closest thing that I can get to this. And that's just me taking a punt in the dark. Next up on our quest to figure out what's Blue Peter? Will our question ever be answered? I hope so. Have you subscribed to me on Patreon yet? Because this is definitely going to get claimed. We are going back to the 70s, 1974. This is a classic Blue Peter segment, apparently about Sidecar Racer. Let's have a look, shall we?
The sport began over 70 years ago. Now more than 20,000 people in Britain regularly race their motorbikes in over 500 clubs, with 2,500 meetings each year.
Each year?
This race was at Staverton Airfield, and here on the runways, the really big bikes can reach top speeds of over 120 miles an hour.
Okay. Children who watched this in the 70s, perhaps you are with us currently. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to take your medication. I'm just kidding. Is that funny? I hope so. And maybe people in the comments are going to say children's programming was different back then. This, on the face of it, does not look like a child's TV show, because they don't do this for children anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, this stereotypically visually is not a children's TV show as I would know it from the 90s. This feels very much like a news segment. Let's skip ahead just a little bit and see what happens.
G-force to keep that wheel on the floor. Because if you weren't out there, that wheel had come off and we'd tip over.
Oh, thanks, Les.
Small words of comfort.
You've got to get as far out as you can.
As far out as you can.
You need long arms, don't you, really?
Well, you'll have
Long arms, don't you, really? Is he from the Beatles? Look at that
Now
haircut.
we were ready to have a practice lap, which I'm sure I needed. But first I had to sign on as a full member of the club.
I'm assuming this man perhaps is some sort of presenter for the show.
Our bike was number 2, and about 25 machines at a time go around the track for practice. The noise as the engines fired was terrific, and Les was right. I had to jump on fast.
Oh my god, you've laid down? Has anyone done this before?
The idea of the practice is to give everyone a chance to find out exactly where the corners come. And only seconds later, we were into one. I remembered to lean out to balance the machine and just got back in time for the straight. I managed quite well, but I knew that when we were travelling at racing speed, I'd have to be twice as fast to prevent us tipping over on the bends.
I'm shocked. I don't want to be that person, like, health and safety. This is wild to me. You're showing again, I'm assuming this is children. That hasn't actually been made very clear. I mean, if you were a young kid in the 70s watching this, how exciting. While we're moving along in time, so that was 74. This is 1980. We have Peter Duncan. I don't know who that is, but can I just say that shirt perhaps needs another button. The title is talking about Big Ben and cleaning Big Ben. Honestly, I saw the cat and I said, let's pick this clip.
Famous clock in the world, Big Ben, one of our greatest tourist attractions. But
Oh my god, there's a dog as well.
I got a closer than usual view of it.
Can
when
we
I went
see
to
more
wash
of the
its face.
dog?
The clock tower rises 97¼ meters above the River Thames.
Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The tower was built over 120 years ago, so it hasn't got a lift. The guidebook
hasn't
says
got
there's
a
over
lift.
300 steps to the top.
This feels so unbelievably British.
70. Nice view. Oh, it's getting hot. Although everyone calls the whole clock tower Big Ben, that's actually the name of the gigantic bell at the top that strikes on the hour.
I knew that.
The room with the clock mechanism
I don't know a lot,
was
but I know
290
that.
steps up. I was a bit exhausted, so I was glad of the chance of a quick rest and a look round.
Wow. Can you do this? I mean, I've been to London many times. I don't live in London. I never will. London's like not my city, but love a visit. I've been to Big Ben, Clock Tower, whatever. I didn't think you could go up it. Now, I don't know if this is he's got special access because he's on Blue Peter, or maybe they don't do that anymore. Let's skip ahead to when they get up top.
Experts. You have to be a steeplejack, and cleaning the face of Big Ben for the 5th time in 15 years was Reg to sell.
Reg!
Pleased to meet you.
This is Terry and Terry.
What's Terry? And Terry?
Terry and Terry!
You're going over, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
wow.
going to show me how to do it, are you?
I'll try. Yep.
Look at the
This is
view.
what we call a bosun's chair.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if you look over the side.
Did
Not
anyone
very big,
watch
is it?
this like when it
Well,
was
it's big
actually
enough for you,
posted?
I think.
Do I wear a harness as well?
Well, you no need to. It's
No?
quite safe.
Okay.
Quite safe. If I get over the side, I'll show you how to use it.
All right,
shall I?
you show us then.
Oh, no. Oh, my stomach just...
Is it?
No.
This is the bit I've got to be careful on, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
He's... Oh, no.
When you get over the side, if you just stand on it and hold on,
Yeah,
okay, and then kick it away and just stand on that concrete plinth there.
yeah. Kneel
Oh,
on the edge,
Oh, my
Keep hold of
God,
the wires, and
sir.
then once you're in that kneeling position,
yeah.
sit down. Okay?
How
It's
do, you
safe.
how do you lower yourself down?
Well, that's by this knot here, which is called a clovage.
Oh, my
And as
God,
you-
I just got
if you wanna
goosebumps.
lower
I know I'm
yourself
such a
down, you slacken
baby.
it off, lower it, you know.
He
That's it.
just climbed over the edge. Just willy-nilly. Yeah, you just sit on this piece of wood.
So you saw how I got over there. You can do the same. That's it,
Oh.
pop your leg right over.
Peter, you don't need to do this, hon. You can get a different job.
This one over.
Oh,
Just-
my
just hold on
God,
to
this
there,
is
yeah.
so upsetting.
That's it, mind your
This
leg.
is a children's show.
That's it. Now just stand inside the seat there.
Oh, my God, I am just... Oh, my
That's
God.
it. Now,
I'm, like, broken out in a
Hold on to that
cold
rope
sweat.
all right. Now, pull that knot tight, and you just sit there. You're not going to go anywhere then.
Which hand do you put on?
Put your left hand underneath.
Oh, my God. It can't just be me, surely. This is wild. It's a really cool, I will say. I was not alive in the 80s, contrary to popular belief. It's really cool to see just sort of like the ambient shots of London from a time when I had never been. I mean, I wasn't alive. That is really cool. Oh my God, this makes me want to vomit. Look at them go, and they just clean the face of them.
Send me down the bucket, Terry.
Wow. I just want to see like some of the shots of the surrounding area.
It was only 10 to 1, so I had a few minutes to enjoy the view over the Houses of Parliament and Westminster Hall
That's
before
very cool.
the minute hand would reach me.
Wow, this is very cool. I hate it and I love it. I wonder how loud it is if you sat right in the front of it. That's very cool. This is cool. I still don't really understand what we're watching, but I am having a great time. I feel a bit nauseous and I'm ready to move on. So we've done 74. We've done 80. Now we are in 1995. Now I was just a wee baby. But I thought this would be really fun to watch because they're talking about the internet, which It's just wild. 95. I'm assuming she's going to explain to us what the internet is. Let's find out.
If you're wondering exactly how you talk to Antarctica on the World Wide Web, it doesn't involve spiders. You just go
I don't know any of
surfing on the
those
net.
references.
Or to put it another way, you have a computer connected to the internet. Hang on to your hats. Here comes a drive into the future.
Oh my God, you guys, the
You've
internet.
probably heard people talking about the information superhighway, a phrase that's used to describe a worldwide network that allows words, pictures, sounds, videos, information get from one person to another via a computer screen. The information speeds its way backwards and forwards from computer to computer via telephone
Love this song.
lines. But as we've reported, a new kind of fibre optic cable is being laid all over the country that'll make the system even more effective in the future.
Wow. That's a nice little coffee shop.
Here at London's Siberia Cafe, there's more than coffee and cake on the menu. You can go surfing as well. Surfing the internet, I mean. You see, I know
An internet
everything
cafe.
about computer lingo. Each terminal is connected to a global network of millions of computers, all for the
Okay. I'm sure we're all different ages here watching this video. I have never seen with my own eyes an internet cafe in this sort of realm, if you will. I can't say that I've ever seen one, I've ever been to one. Those speakers, to be fair, look kind of familiar. I think we have those speakers at home. But this is so fascinating. As a child, again, I'm assuming this is a kid's show. This doesn't really feel like kid programming because obviously nowadays it's very bright, it's very fast, it's very overstimulating. This is like a news show for kids. So explaining what the internet is, what a computer is to kids in a way that's not dumbed down at all. It's just kind of like talking to kids like they're real people, which is actually really refreshing. Let's skip ahead and see what we're doing. Oh, what's this?
here, from music, art, travel, and some really peculiar subjects like there's one here called My Brain Hurts, and I know exactly how that feels. But of course, the internet is not just about taking information, it's about sharing it as well. And I reckon on Blue Peter we've got quite a lot of information that we'd like to share, although I can't see us on the BBC pages here. So I think it's time that Blue Peter went global.
Think of all the absolute nonsense that's on the internet now. Think of all the things that you have seen online that maybe perhaps you wish you hadn't. Okay, I don't want this video to be like a million years long. I feel like I'm getting a better understanding of what it is. I did see this, top 5 strangest things on Blue Peter. I thought this would be a good look into what does this show even mean. It looks like we are starting off in 1971. Don't forget to join me on Patreon, all right? BBC is going to take all the money from this video.
But actually, we're right here in the middle of the Blue Peter studio.
We're actually on giant, enormous cushions, and if you wanted cushions like
Why
this
is there
in your
always a
home,
dog?
You probably have to have a room as large as
And
the Blue
nobody
Peter studio.
mentions the dog.
Because as you can see, they just about take up the whole of it. They really are tremendous fun. You're probably wondering exactly what they're for. Well, they're not really for anything. They're just the latest idea in design, and they're just meant to enjoy yourselves on. They're very good for lying on,
Oh
climbing
my
on,
God, where do I
sitting
get
on,
one?
jumping on, or generally lolling about on.
Lolling about. Oh my goodness. I love a bit of inflatable furniture. Let's go to 1973.
As we got near the shop, Valentine once again decided to play hard to get.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know what the shopkeeper must have thought as she saw me struggling with Valentine. I wasn't certain yet whether I was going to be allowed to take him inside, but although lots of shops have signs up outside saying no dogs allowed, I couldn't recollect ever seeing one saying no lions.
I have so many questions.
It's hard work doing the shopping with a lion. Look,
Oh my God, golden syrup. It's in the same tin. I love
Are
it.
you going to be good? Come with me. Are you going to be good? Please? Yes, 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 yes. You must. Pause the Davis. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I don't really know what's going on here. Why do they have a lion? Why is it on a chain in a shop? We're gonna leave this one here. Oh, let's jump to 1996. We're looking at toilets.
Day in 1852 that the first public flushing toilets were opened in London's famous Fleet Street.
These handcrafted and hand-carved designs are all made out.
Now, this is starting to look more like a children's show, at least from what I recognize. 96, so I still would have been quite young, but it's like bright colors. They're like in a studio and they're like explaining something silly or different. Like this definitely feels more like
and this one here,
a children's show.
This is the licorice all sorts design, and my particular favourite down here. This has got green spots on it and orange little petals all around the outside.
Think about sitting on that seat, eh?
Do tell me.
It's a lupin.
Well, I think that one might be a bit uncomfy if you sat on it.
Yeah,
actually.
no kidding.
I'll just test it.
Just
maybe
test
not.
it out. No,
I
don't
won't.
do that. Well, how about this one over here? This one has been made from recycled plastic bottles which have been heated up and then melted and pressed until you get this lovely marble effect. Very nice. But my favourite has to be this one with its nice modern black and white effect here.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
even these tiny little mirrored mosaic tiles. And the great thing with it is, Stuart, you can wear it on your face like this, but also if you move it around, you get a disco effect. Isn't that nice?
I could just see you at the disco.
Hun, they didn't pay you enough for this. This actually kind of reminds me of, in my last reaction video, I talked about British competitions, and one of them was gurning, where you have to put the horse collar thing around your face and make like a really weird face. It kind of looks like this. Let's jump ahead to 2014. So this is the most recent clip out of anything that we've seen today.
Would it be possible for you, Radzi, to run over this? Okay, shall I go for it? Yeah.
So it's a tub of this. Now this starts to look more like a children's show.
I'm going. We nearly had a disaster. How is this happening, Greg? Okay, so you've got all these custard powder particles, covered in water in there as well, right?
Okay, this is very similar to my Popular Mechanics for Kids. It's like a silly segment, but they're trying to teach you something about mass and particles and how is it possible to walk on custard in a way that's very silly and funny.
Over each other. And
So
that's why
this
they
makes
act
sense
just
to me.
like
The
a
stuff from the
liquid.
70s and the 80s is like a totally different vibe.
You push the liquid out the
TV
way,
changes,
all those
I
custard
guess,
particles
right?
lock together and it acts like a solid. So go for a little run.
Do you know, it feels like you're sort of running in a really muddy puddle. But
Okay, I think I've seen enough of this man's feet. Now, I think Blue Peter is a kid sort of news information type TV show. I've just done a little bit of a wiki. Would you like me to read what the actual like description is? But also, how would you describe it as a viewer, as a British person, as somebody who has perhaps never seen it before or has seen it before based on those clips? How would you describe Blue Peter? Blue Peter is a British children's television entertainment program, longest running children's TV show in the world. That's incredible. The show uses a nautical title and theme. Okay, its content, which follows a magazine/entertainment format, features viewer and presenter challenges, competitions, celebrity interviews, pop culture, and sections on making arts and crafts from items from household items. Arts and crafts items from household items. The show had a garden in both London and Salford, known as a Blue Peter Garden, which was used during the summer and for outdoor activities. Featured a number of pets. The longevity of Blue Peter has established its significant part. Your girl can't read today. The longevity of Blue Peter has established it as a significant part of British culture and British heritage. I love it. This is something that, as a foreigner living here, has not come up in my day-to-day life. I don't have children who are watching this. I didn't watch it as a child, and I'm certainly not watching it as an adult. So this is really the only way that I can learn about it, and I love it. Now, how this all started was because of this. Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. Classic Blue Peter makes. So this was sent to my P.O. box. I have a P.O. box on Patreon. This was sent by Popcorn. Big shout out to Popcorn. And I realized when I got this that I didn't actually know what Blue Peter was. And now that we've watched a little bit, I feel like I have a much better understanding. And I want to make some of these. So stay tuned. We're going to make some Blue Peter crafts. If you have a particular favorite, leave a comment down below. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. If you would like to watch more content, which would be totally awesome, why not check out this one where I react to the best British films of the 21st century. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!